When we talk about spiritual awakening and enlightenment, did you know that there is a subtle but distinct backlash against the chosen ones? Spiritual awakening is a widely celebrated experience. It's often seen as a transcendent and liberating process, a mind-blowing transformation from the illusion of a separate ego self to a profound sense of infinite oneness with all that is. And yet, for all the zeal with which spiritual awakening is embraced, for all the stories told and applauded, and the teachings that are grounded in and inspired by them, for all the celebrations of the chosen ones who claim to have awakened, there is a discordant undercurrent of skepticism, criticism, and even outright resentment towards the genuine chosen ones, the ones who seem most definitely to have awakened. The aim of this blog post is to shed light on the backlash against the chosen ones, to explore its prime drivers, and to clarify how we might cultivate more loving and accepting responses to the chosen ones and their spiritual awakening experiences. There are so many reasons for the against the odds strikes again prejudice against the chosen ones, and they're all seated in social norms, fear of the alien, and personal insecurities. Societal norms and the cultural conditioning we receive from the get-go plays a big role in the perception of enlightenment. In many cultures, the very idea of enlightenment is so alien to their own worldview that they don't know what to make of it. In other words, they might have issues with enlightenment because they're unfamiliar with spiritual practices and traditions at all, or at least not familiar enough to be comfortable with it. Furthermore, fear of the unknown underlies much of the backlash against the elect. Spiritual awakening entails a radical change in consciousness and perception that can be unsettling for others. The fear of what lies beyond our known limits or the fear of existential questions can be anxiety-provoking, prompting others to dismiss or condemn the experiences of the elect in favor of their own comfort. Furthermore, resentment of the elect can be fueled by personal insecurities. When aware of people who claim to be enlightened, some might feel jealousy or envy, or question their own adequacy. They might project feelings of inadequacy onto enlightened others. This feeling of inadequacy might be furthered by societal expectations toward achieving positive outcomes, such as success, fulfillment, or happiness, through external means, by finding the right partner, being in the right place, having enough money, finding the right job, or working long hours. This can lead to feelings of disillusionment or frustration with those who seem to have achieved inner peace. A better answer to those bent out of shape by the chosen ones is to help people understand more about these awakening journeys and the spiritual traditions and practices that support them. Myths and misconceptions about spiritual awakening could be reduced by providing better information about spiritual practice, traditions, and experience. Many of the fears and confusion around these awakening processes are born from a lack of information about what it's like, and a lack of connection to others who are on similar journeys. Second, empathy and compassion for the initiates requires listening to them and learning from them. Rather than dismissing or invalidating their experience, we can choose to listen in love and ask questions to learn more about their experience. What was it like to go through the initiation? What was it like to step on the other side of the veil? What challenges does this new self present? How can we support them in living out this new self? In this way, we can teach one another about the potential of human experience as our lifelong spiritual journey unfolds. Third, we can support them in living out their initiatory experience. As initiates find their footing on the other side of the veil, we can provide them space to live out the new self. Often initiates are marginalized within their communities, as they don't have the language to translate their experience into rational categories that we're familiar with. We can choose to create a context for the empowerment of the initiation, rather than invalidating or marginalizing it. Rather than rejecting initiatory experiences, we can choose to affirm them. Not least, healing and reconciliation requires that we also attend to the fears and insecurities that underlie the backlash against the chosen ones. If, for instance, we can encourage people to explore their own spirituality, to reflect on some prayer, meditation, or other formative practice that helps them feel whole, competent, or connected, perhaps we can reduce their feelings of inadequacy or jealousy, and empower them to undertake their own journey of self-discovery and change. Self-reflection and opening ourselves up to others can create space for self-healing and personal transformation, and will help us become better, more welcoming and more inclusive communities. Overall, therefore, understanding the anger that people have toward the awakened requires thinking holistically and compassionately in order to understand how societal, cultural and personal factors play into the backlash, while also helping us to love, understand, and accept those who claim enlightenment. We can then become more pluralistic and affirming of the diversity of the human experience, and support every human in realizing and fulfilling their highest potential.
If you liked this video, please like and share it, because a real hero shares the inspiration.